Hey, my passive income investors, we have one stock to sell, we have one stock to buy, and a whole lot of news we're going to break down for you, so let's jump right into this Monday morning. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today, before we head over to the stock portfolio, I'm just going to update you really quickly. It's Monday, and this is the first day in a long time I've actually been trading stocks. It's not very often I sell or move companies around in my portfolio. As you guys are probably well aware, I am not trading on a day-to-day basis. I'm just collecting dividends. But today is the exception for a few reasons. One, the Canadian dollar is up. Two, Constellation Brands has fired one of my favorite CEOs of all time, and it's led me to the idea that I don't really want to be a part of the marijuana industry as much as I am. So I'm going to sell out of Constellation Brands, and then I'm also going to be buying more British American tobacco in my tax-free savings account, and we're going to all do this right at Monday market open as it's coming up now, guys. But this is going to be very interesting on my FIRE financial independence journey, guys. So let's head over to the computer. The markets are about to open in just a couple minutes, so let's start figuring out how to transfer money and mess around with the updates in the accounts, guys. I'll see you over this way. All right, guys, this is the most trading I've done in a long time, and we're going to catch the markets open. They're not open yet, but I got to do some managing today. So we're going to take the money that I sold in Northland Power. We're going to transfer it to the USDs in my free-to-play account, which essentially is my tax-free savings account. We're going to take the $4,505 even, and we're going to transfer it. Or I don't know, is that going to... Oh, no, we got to calculate it. This is my first time doing this, so why isn't this working? Let's see here. Please enter the amount and then $5. Will you calculate that for me? Which would be 3,400 US. All right, we're learning here. It's the first time doing this, guys. So we're going to transfer between CAD to USD sides of the registered accounts. We're going to go from the regular account to the US account in the same account. Sounds good, sounds good. Preview. Make sure that makes sense. $4,505. The exchange rate's down a little bit, which is good because Canadian dollar is up, which is even better. And we're going to complete this transfer and go transfer funds. Bada bing, bada boo. All right, guys, rummaging around here trying to figure this out. We're going to open up the free-to-play U.S. account, and we're going to buy our 89 shares, hopefully at market price, which the stock has been going up, which is getting, it's kind of hovering here. We'll see what we get it at because the price is going to be pretty volatile. It's early in the morning. Does that look right? British American tobacco at $3,400 worth, 89 shares preview. Do we have enough in the account? Looks like we have enough in the account. What does that bring our total value to? 3666, which would leave us with just a little bit more in the account to cover the commissions. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. There's the $10 commission rate. We already have the US dollar sitting in here, so let's go submit the order. Make sure this is 89 shares of British American tobacco at the day trade. Let's submit it. And now we should own some British American tobacco in the TFSA, which if we take a look and come back here, there she sits. British American tobacco, which luckily I got in at 370.84. Like you see, these pricing is kind of annoying because you see it jump around so much in the morning. But apparently the market price is now at $37.57, which I think is kind of hilarious that as soon as I buy it, I'm down $27. Scary stuff, man. No, it's actually at $37.85. There's so much adjusting that has to go on in the morning, man, when you first start buying these companies. Now, the reason I'm doing this, guys, is because, like I've said in the past, the Canadian dollar is actually up. There's people saying the Canadian dollar could go to 84 cents. As it sits right now, it's at 77. It's got a little ways to go, but I want to be buying stuff up here, which leads me into this account. There's things that I need to do to this account that I'm not too happy about. So let's take a look at Constellation Brands. I'm thinking about taking the profit off this right now to get out of some of my U.S. positions, and this, I think, is going to end up down a lot more. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to sell out of this position as it stands, and I may come back to this. Why won't it let me type in Constellation Brands? We want to sell it, and we want to sell all 16 shares while we're sitting here at market price. And let's just see what it's doing here. It's continuing downwards. I'm going to take a bit of a dollar loss today on this, but I just want to get out of this. Morning, this trade will be converted to the currency in your account. Yeah, just convert it and be done with it. And I should have been left probably with about a 10% profit after that. But let's just take a quick peek and make sure the money's in the account. So we got $4,121. The reason I just did that, guys, was because I think Canopy Growth Corp is going to start dragging down Constellation Brands' decision, firing Bruce. I'm not sure where marijuana is going right now in Canada, and I think it's a long way out. So I'm going to mitigate my risk and exposure to marijuana by only owning MO, and I want to own more of it. And the only other thing that I want to do while I sit here as well is start leveraging down in the British American tobacco. I might wait a little longer because it seems to be on a bit of a rally today, and we'll just keep an eye out on it. But what I'm trying to do is progressively start transferring these positions into my tax-free savings account. I've mentioned this many times in the past. And if we keep taking a look here, we can see British American tobacco is continuing on a little bit of a high here. As the Canadian dollar goes up, what I'm trying to do is just make sure I have some cash sitting around to buy back some of these companies, because as the dollar goes up, my base value in these companies is going to go down. And essentially, to avoid overexposure to the US, I'm just going to start mitigating a little bit of it, so I have some capital sitting around like this. I feel bad that I had to sell out of STZ. I think I'm underselling the severity of how I feel about that, because it was something that I want to hold long term. It's something that looks like an incredible dividend growth company. But just with what is going on with marijuana, I think it may end up bringing down their stock price. It may end up causing some issues for them with their long-term debts. Not that they can't afford it just off the alcohol, but I don't know. I'm getting an uncomfortable feeling about it. I made a lot of money off Constellation Brands. I traded it from 2 to 220, and I just traded it again for a 10% profit. Long term, I mean, this company could explode, but I don't know why. I'm not happy with the overall look of the marijuana stuff. So I'm going to keep it with MO only. MO owns Cron. That'll be my only gauge toward the marijuana industry right now. I don't want much else exposed. Everything else I'm pretty much going to keep. I'm just kind of on the fence right now if I should sell out of just a few of these shares as I start buying it in my tax-free savings account here. Because we just got 3,300 US in here, so I don't think it would be the biggest deal in the world to start bringing down that share price on the other end, especially while the dollar is up, in case the dollar decides to come back down or continues to rally. I'll have more capital sitting around to spend. And again, I need to buy more BTI in here. I'm going to start leveraging down in Apple in the non-too-distant future, which seems to be on a run. What is AAPL Apple doing today? Apple is down $3 today. It's not doing as well, but I'm not planning on selling it today. I can mitigate out of this over the next year. I might sell it a month from now, 2 months from now. It could be 6 months from now. I honestly don't know. I'm just going to keep watching it. And if we get into like over the 210 to 220 range is where I want to be with Apple before I start selling off some positions in it. I will hold on to Apple forever. I don't plan on selling all of it, but I'll probably take about 4,000 profit in US dollars and continue to purchase BTI, MO, and start getting those companies into this portfolio. Same with some of the Canadian stocks I want to buy, which brings me to I'm going to be doing a breakdown of a new REIT that was suggested from one of my favorite subscribers. I will be doing that very soon, probably tomorrow, because I'm looking into more higher yielding REITs to add to my Canadian positions, and I found one that is honestly blowing my mind right now that I look forward to introducing to you guys. But I think this has been an incredible start to the new portfolio. This is the most managing I've done probably almost this entire year, since the beginning of the year when I purchased all of these stocks. I haven't really done much else with it, which I'm sure you've seen me managing this, so you know that I don't trade very often. I hate trading, and really I haven't traded much. I just sold Constellation Brands. I still own BTI. I just moved it into the account. We've traded all the accounts over into US dollars, and what we want to see right now is market open on StockTwits, which leads me to my last and greatest news for you guys, is I'm actually going to be performing, or I should be performing. I've been doing back and forth conversations with the people that own and run the StockTwit forum, and they're going to pay my plane ticket down to San Diego, hopefully in September, and I'm going to be doing a 15-minute performance at the Stocktoberfest this year. At least I'm hoping it all works out. The guy said as soon as I book the plane ticket, they'll reimburse it, but they're just trying to figure out times. I need to know what time I'm on stage, because I only have availability on that Friday. I'm working the day before and the day after, so what I need to do is literally fly in the day of and leave the night of. So it's going to be a bit of a challenge, but as we look at market opens, there's not too much going on by the looks of it, guys. We can see Apple is down a lot starting the day. I don't know what the news is on Apple, but if we hop in here, maybe we can see what people are saying about it. So let's take a quick peeky poo. We can see show you how analysts don't know any more than you do. One downgrade to sell, one adds to conviction to buy.
So maybe some analyst reports came out. I know there was some shorting going on by some of the analysts, but I don't know why. I think Apple is going to be doing amazing. They got some good stuff coming out this year. Credit cards are coming out, which is what I'm most looking forward to. But the anticipation is killing me. Crashed this piece POS. Oh, some of these were before market even opened. So Apple looks like it's on a down. Not sure what's going on here. How's hey sabotaging going, Mr. Cook? That's kind of funny. That is right. Hey is trying to sabotage Apple. Apple's got some competition coming up, but I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. Microsoft down a little bit. Tech stock's not doing too well. Tesla's down $4. I'd like to see it down a little more because I do plan on buying that on my TFSA at some point as well. BTI is one of the few that's up today. As we can see, guys, we got MO, the drug sector, doing pretty well. Constellation Brands is continuing to be down. Maybe I sold it down a little more than it might be, but you shouldn't sell. You shouldn't really mess around with stocks in this early in the morning. I'm just doing it because I don't have time. Because usually you're going to end up in situations where there's a lot of volatility. But to be honest, I'm glad I can wipe Constellation Brands from my list. And what I'll do now is I plan on bringing it down. So we're going to bring it all the way down my list into the sector where I don't own the companies anymore, just to get it out of the way. But anyways, let's just scroll through the rest of the market here, guys. All my stocks are holdings that are up here. We can see we've only got a few greens today. It looks like Canadian Imperial Bank might be in the green. Northland Power, SO. I can't figure out what is going on with the utilities, but if you guys know anything about the utilities lately, they have been on fire, baby. The utilities have been on a run that I've never seen before. Like, look at this craziness. Look at this crazy run going on here, guys. This company has just been a non-stop growth vector, especially since 2019 hit. We can see it's gone from almost like the low, from the beginning of 2018, we've seen the low 40s all the way up to the high 50s. Incredible run, guys. GEO is still getting a little bit of a kick in the knuckers here, but what I'm going to do is purchase some share buybacks. I'm going to set this up on a drip soon, and I'll explain more about that later. Here's the marijuana industry not doing well at all today. Everything's down in that sector with cron, weed. I can imagine that's not going to be doing too well in the short term anyways. In the short term, guys. Maybe good for some trades, though. If you're good into swing trading, I think the marijuana industry is great for swing trades. Can't go wrong that way. Other than that, the overall market seems to be flat. Facebook's not doing much. Starbucks, Google, all of these have just been kind of running flat lately. Because the Canadian dollar's on a run, my Canadian equities will be fluctuating quite a bit, and I imagine it'll take me closer to the $112,000 mark, but I will update that by putting it in the clip art as I post this video. But I hope you guys enjoyed this morning. I've been a little down. I hope I don't... in the mornings, guys, I'm not as excited, so I hope you enjoyed this video nonetheless with me kind of just drowning my way through this, trying to make these decisions and just do really simple things day after day to hopefully project my financial independence, retire early journey here.
This is a good time to remind you guys to slap a like and consider subscribing down here because I'm working my A off to get all this done, and I'm about to head off to the city, guys, to start promoting my show, History Magic Live, coming September 26th. I'm going to send you guys some update videos on my idea with how many tickets I've sold, along with promoting the show and showing some really cool videos. So have a wonderful Monday, guys. I really look forward to talking to you tomorrow, so stay cool, stay awesome, and I'll catch up with you guys real soon.